Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Rust. Today I'm going to be showing you how to build that super awesome base. You're going to want to start with a square foundation and then build a full circle. I only built a Pac-Man there, but you're going to want to build a full circle there and then extend the foundation out by another 2 squares. Remove the first square that you built and replace it with a triangle, and then fill it in with 3 triangles that are tessellating. This is going to allow you to put the double wall right where the cupboard is going to go, which is right here. And first I recommend that you actually put down the walls just to make sure that your cupboard doesn't overlap and that you can place it comfortably like that. And then you're just going to want to put a doorway and fill that in with a roof or a ceiling. Be sure to authorize yourself because it might be a little bit difficult after. So as you can see now, we do have the full honeycomb going all the way around the tool cupboard, which is essential for when you want to protect against potential raiders. Okay, so now you're going to want to go back to the square foundation and remove the middle square, and then do the same as before and tessellate 2 triangles on either side of it. This will allow you to have another double wall. Then go ahead and add 2 square foundations to the side of the square foundation that remains, and 2 more triangles right on the end of it, because we are going to connect the sides here. So as you can see now, we filled that space in, and you're going to want to do that on the other side as well. So add 3 triangles. Sometimes it's a little hard to overlap them, but you can just spam clicking, and you should have something like that on both sides, perfectly symmetrical. You can add a triangle to the very end of it. This will be your airlock, and if you did everything correctly, this is exactly what you should have. Feel free to pause the video at any moment if I'm going too fast, and then you can return to it during your build. So go ahead and continue on with the airlock here, and then we're just going to wall up the rest of the base. Now, I left these little areas right here so that I could explain something. You do have a double wall, but there is that space there, and you don't want people potentially seeing. So go ahead and honeycomb the rest of that, and then we'll head outside, and we're going to fill that space in. We're going to honeycomb the outside, but do it in that exact order that I did. So that you have exactly this. Or else you might get the triangles switched. It might not cover up the space completely. So honeycomb that also, stone it up, and there you go. Of course, here I didn't fill in the ceilings. That was my mistake. It's because I'm using the fly mode as well. But be sure to fill in your ceilings when you're honeycombing, because it might be more difficult. So be sure to repeat the process on the other side as well. You can start there on the wall, then switch, and then go to the middle. So you should have that little gap between the first and the second 2. Once you're done that, be sure to cover up your doors. This is especially important if you're on a not a build only server, because you will probably have people trying to get inside if you don't have any doors on your airlock. I would recommend doing that as soon as possible. So I've added a door frame here to do a double door. Now we do have these little spaces here on the outside, and this is where it's important that you authorize yourself and anyone else that is going to be using the space, because we are going to cover up this wall. This is where the secret cabinet storage area looks like. So essentially, this covers up the whole cabinet area, and when you enter the building, if you enter through the front doors, say with explosives or other means, it completely looks invisible. And if you did it correctly, this is exactly what you should have. Now go ahead and fill it in with a double door if you want. You could also just do a single door. I put a hatch frame on the left side from the door, and then we're going to fill in this side with triangles and stone those up. I accidentally did wood, but I realized my mistake soon after, and I replaced it. So we put down the hatch. be sure to stone up the frame. And now we're going to be putting some floors on these little areas here that are dangerous because you can fall down. I will be showing you how to prevent that in the future. But once again, here's a top-down view. Okay, so now we're going to have to put the semi-secret or reinforced loot room. This is going to be at the back of the building, and we are going to put down a door frame and 2 walls beside it. And stone them up. Okay. Now you're going to want to put your large box right along the middle of that line on the floor, like so. And then you can place a half wall between it so that you can place another large box above it. This adds for better space because you cannot place shelves correctly here, and if you can, like I'll show you right here, if you do place a shelf like this, then it won't really work because you might not be able to reach the back boxes, and you definitely can't fit one like this horizontally. So it's best to just use the trick that I showed you and then put a doorway for added security. Of course, I would flip the doorways. I didn't realize until afterwards, but flip the doorways so that the weak side is on the inside of the loot room, not the outside, or else it would be easier to pick into it. So stone everything up. Now you can also fit 2 more small boxes. I'm not sure if you can fit a furnace, a small furnace, but definitely the little boxes add an additional amount of space for storage that can be utilized. Make sure that the door opens towards the inside so it doesn't prevent you from accessing your boxes, and do the exact same to the other side. Okay, now we have another loot room. Now be sure to put down the ceiling all the way around using some squares. And now this part that I wanted to show you, you can put some half walls here to remind yourself that it's there and you won't just walk off. And this is also good because it allows protection. As you'll see in a second, it actually allows you to be able to see down into the front room. When you're upstairs, if you have raiders coming in through the airlock, you can easily see them right through this little slit in the top. But of course, they can also see up, and if they were to access the airlock when you're offline, they can see that there are boxes in the back. So I recommend covering it up just for added security. That way you can at least see straight down if they are in that room trying to get past that other door. Then you can see straight down and kind of gauge where they're at and communicate with teammates. Be sure to hit lights all over this place. Turn on those furnaces for some nice warm glow and comfort. There we go. Head downstairs, more lights. Comfort, more lights. And there we go. A nice cozy base. Now let's take a look at it from the outside. So as you can see, it does look quite robust, and it's honeycombed almost all the way around. The tool cupboard is pretty well hidden. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and I will talk to you later. Also, if you want to see me do other builds for, say, solos or duels or even clans, let me know down in the comments. I will talk to you later.